Welcome to our planet, a world of breathtaking beauty and intricate ecosystems. But today, our planet faces an unprecedented challenge: climate change. The very forces that have shaped Earth over millennia are now shifting at an alarming rate, threatening the delicate balance of life as we know it. From rising sea levels to extreme weather events, we'll explore the science behind these threats and what we can do to mitigate them. Our journey begins with the cryosphere, the frozen heart of our planet. Vast ice sheets in Greenland and Antarctica, once thought eternal, are now shedding gigatons of ice each year. This meltwater flows into the oceans, inexorably raising sea levels. Imagine iconic cities like Miami and Tokyo swallowed by the encroaching tide. Coastal erosion is already displacing communities, foreshadowing a future where land and sea are locked in a desperate struggle. As our planet warms, the atmosphere becomes a crucible for extreme weather. Hurricanes gather strength over warmer waters, transforming into monstrous storms that lash our coasts with unprecedented fury. Tornadoes now rip across the landscape with increasing frequency, leaving trails of destruction in their wake. Beneath the waves, another crisis unfolds, hidden from our view but no less insidious. The ocean, Earth's lifeblood, absorbs vast amounts of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, a process that helps regulate our climate. But as the ocean absorbs more CO2, it becomes increasingly acidic, threatening marine ecosystems. Coral reefs, vibrant underwater cities teeming with life, are particularly vulnerable. Chapter 4. The vanishing lungs of our planet. Forests, the lungs of our planet, play a vital role in regulating Earth's climate. They absorb vast amounts of carbon dioxide, locking it away in their wood, leaves, and soil. But deforestation, driven by human activity, is stripping away millions of acres of forest each year. With every tree felled, we lose a vital ally in the fight against climate change. Chapter 5. Requiem for the Glaciers. High in the mountains, ancient glaciers, silent sentinels of time, are disappearing at an alarming rate. These frozen giants, formed over millennia, are now melting at a pace unseen in human history. Glaciers feed rivers, providing fresh water for millions of people downstream. As they disappear, so too does this vital source of life, threatening agriculture, industry, and human survival. Chapter 6. Under the scorching sun. The mercury rises relentlessly day after day. Heat waves, once a seasonal anomaly, are becoming more frequent and intense, baking our cities and towns in extreme heat. The elderly and vulnerable are particularly at risk, succumbing to heat stroke and dehydration. Infrastructure crumbles under the relentless sun, power grids fail, and crops wither in the fields. Wildfires, a natural part of many ecosystems, are now raging with unprecedented ferocity, fueled by hotter temperatures, drier conditions, and human negligence. Vast tracts of forest, once teeming with life, are reduced to smoldering ash, releasing tons of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Beneath the waves, a silent tragedy unfolds. Coral reefs, once vibrant underwater cities teeming with life, are turning into ghostly graveyards. As ocean temperatures rise, the symbiotic algae that give corals their vibrant colors and provide them with food are expelled, leaving behind bleached skeletons. In the Arctic, a sleeping giant stirs. Permafrost, ground that has been frozen for millennia, is thawing at an alarming rate, releasing vast amounts of methane, a potent greenhouse gas. This thawing permafrost creates a dangerous feedback loop, accelerating climate change and pushing us closer to a tipping point. Chapter 10. The creeping sands of desertification. Across the globe, once fertile lands are turning into deserts, victims of a changing climate and unsustainable agricultural practices. As temperatures rise and rainfall patterns become more erratic, the delicate balance that sustains life in these fragile ecosystems is disrupted. Chapter 11. A world of silence, the loss of biodiversity. The tapestry of life on Earth is woven from an intricate web of interconnected species, but this web is fraying, as climate change disrupts ecosystems and pushes countless species towards extinction. We depend on healthy ecosystems for food, clean air and water, and countless other services. Chapter 12. The Deluge, when waters rise. As rainfall patterns become more erratic and sea levels continue to rise, the threat of flooding looms large over many parts of the world. Coastal communities face the brunt of these floods, their homes and livelihoods at risk from storm surges and rising tides. Water, the elixir of life, is becoming increasingly scarce in many parts of the world, as climate change disrupts rainfall patterns and accelerates evaporation. Droughts, once a seasonal occurrence, are now becoming more frequent and severe, pushing communities to the brink. Climate change poses a fundamental threat to our ability to feed a growing global population. Rising temperatures, changing rainfall patterns, and extreme weather events are all taking a toll on crop yields, threatening to disrupt food supplies and push millions into hunger. Water, once considered an abundant resource, is rapidly becoming a precious commodity, a source of conflict and tension. As climate change alters rainfall patterns and depletes freshwater sources, competition for this vital resource is intensifying. The oceans, vast and seemingly unchanging, are in constant motion, driven by a complex system of currents that distribute heat around the globe. But these currents are sensitive to changes in temperature and salinity, and climate change is disrupting their delicate balance. Climate change is not just a problem for the environment, it's also a public health crisis. As temperatures rise, so does the risk of heat stroke, respiratory illnesses, and other heat-related health problems. The Greenland and Antarctic ice sheets, vast reservoirs of frozen water, hold the potential to raise global sea levels by meters. While the complete collapse of these ice sheets is not imminent, the rate of ice loss is accelerating, raising concerns about the possibility of a catastrophic sea level rise. Climate change is disrupting the delicate balance of nature, throwing ecosystems out of sync and threatening the survival of countless species. As temperatures rise and rainfall patterns change, plants and animals are forced to adapt or migrate to find suitable habitats. Climate change is not just an environmental threat, it's also a threat to human health. As temperatures rise and weather patterns become more erratic, the range of disease-carrying insects and animals is expanding. The economic costs of climate change are already being felt around the world, as extreme weather events cause billions of dollars in damage. These costs are only expected to rise in the coming decades, as the impacts of climate change intensify. Uprooted human displacement. Climate change is forcing millions of people from their homes as rising sea levels, extreme weather events, and other climate-related disasters make their homes uninhabitable. These climate refugees face an uncertain future, displaced from their communities, their livelihoods destroyed, and their cultures at risk. Aquatic deserts, ocean dead zones. In the depths of our oceans, a silent killer is at work. Ocean dead zones, areas devoid of oxygen and life, are expanding, fueled by pollution from agricultural runoff and climate change. Chapter 24. The ground beneath our feet, soil erosion. Soil, the foundation of agriculture and the basis of terrestrial ecosystems, is being lost at an alarming rate, eroded by wind and water. Climate change is accelerating this process, as extreme weather events increase the risk of erosion and desertification. Chapter 25. The thinning shield increased UV radiation. High above our planet, the ozone layer, Earth's delicate sunscreen, protects us from the sun's harmful ultraviolet radiation. But this vital shield is thinning, damaged by human-made chemicals. Climate change is exacerbating this problem as warmer temperatures in the stratosphere slow down the ozone layer's recovery. Outro, a call to action. As we've journeyed across our planet, we've witnessed the profound and often devastating impacts of climate change. From rising sea levels to extreme weather events, ocean acidification, and the loss of biodiversity, the evidence is clear: our planet is in peril. But this is not a time for despair, but a time for action. While these phenomena pose significant threats, there are measures we can take to mitigate climate change. We can reduce carbon emissions by transitioning to renewable energy sources, investing in energy efficiency, and promoting sustainable transportation. We can protect our forests by supporting sustainable forestry practices and combating deforestation. We can conserve water by reducing our water consumption, investing in water-efficient technologies, and protecting our watersheds. We can support policies and initiatives aimed at combating climate change, holding our leaders accountable for making sustainable choices. The future of our planet hangs in the balance, but together, we can make a difference.